everybody, welcome to another episode of my Dementia Diary. I have the jets going, hopefully you can hear me. Actually, maybe I should turn them off. Anyway, today or tonight I wanted to talk about some of the things that we have researched on maybe getting some alternative care for my mom as she might be transitioning into living somewhere else. I'm gone a lot, and we have looked into several different options. We've looked into people coming in the home and maybe supporting her a few hours a day, a few hours a week. We've looked into that, and we've looked into assisted living. We've looked into more of a nursing home thing as well, and so we're just trying to make a decision, but as kids, but we're also trying to, when it comes down to it, give my mom options. So we got some brochures, we got some information. I've talked to people in great length about those who come in the home and could provide some support that way. But those of you who might be going through this, what have you found helpful for you? To me, it's like, it's really hard because there was one place where I felt like my mom could afford it or that she would be willing to pay for, but it didn't provide the lifestyle that I think she would really enjoy. It's a place where they would have to share a room with somebody. And if you think about that, if you're elderly, would you want to share a room with somebody else, not knowing their family or their circumstances, not knowing how they sleep or eat or what their health issues are? And I would be like, I don't think I would want to share a room even at my age now with some random person. So I can't imagine being older and struggling with your memory and being in a room with somebody else that that you just live with all of a sudden. I just feel like that would be super awful, but that's the most economical. With that place as well, you're only really able to bring clothing and a TV. Again, if you have dementia, you really like some familiar things around you, and that just doesn't provide that type of atmosphere. I feel like that's just doesn't do her any good at all. But again, it's up to her. We're trying to give my mom as much decision-making ability while she can. A lot of my siblings have talked to her about the different options that she has, and we hope that she makes a decision, if she wants to make a decision, while she is of sound mind. My siblings and I would like her to just have some say in what's the next phase of her life, and we're trying not to tell her what to do. Although we are also, a lot of us are talking and trying to figure out what would be the best option for mom if she can't make that decision. But right now we're trying to give her as much power and control over her life as much as possible without overwhelming her. But let's be honest, some of those conversations are very overwhelming for her and very difficult. The other option that we found that we like is the extreme, the other way. So it's a fancier facility. She has her own room. She has her own kitchen without a stove, own bedroom, her own little living space, but it is really, really expensive. I feel like she's going to get the best care there, but what makes me really look at this industry is if you don't have money, then it feels like they don't value you as a person. If you have money, they're going to give you the best service possible. And it just feels wrong to me that it has to come down to money, because everybody would like the best for their loved one. But some people can't, a lot of people, I don't even know how anybody can afford that. Now, my mom and dad, they invested a lot of money and they put a lot of money aside, and they really scrimped and saved their entire life. I grew up believing that I was poor. We lived really like, I shouldn't say that. I lived as if I felt like I was poor. I had hand-me-down clothing. I didn't have name brand anything. We had government food for a while, and we had a garden, which we had our own food, and we didn't splurge a lot on food. We never went out to eat, and when we did, it was a really big deal. Garage sales is where we'd get most of our items, thrift stores and all of that. So I grew up believing that we didn't have any money. As an adult, I now appreciate all of those things. I am a very thrifty person for the most part. But I do love thrift shopping, and I do love deals, and I do love bargain shopping. Thrifting is my jam. I really love it. But going back to what I was saying earlier, my mom and dad put a lot of money aside. So mom can probably afford a luxury, which it really shouldn't be a luxury. We shouldn't have it be a luxury item for the elderly to be able to live comfortably, safely, have medical care around them 24/7. It shouldn't be a luxury to have that capability, but it really feels like it is. What do you guys think of that? I don't even know. Is there anything we can do as a society to change that? I have a feeling that when I'm that age, I am not going to have the money for what I would like to have. I'm either going to have to live with my kids, heads up kids. I'm either going to have to live with my kids or be in the arrangement where I am sharing a space with a complete stranger. And you got to do what you got to do, and every family's got to make a decision. But I'm already seeing that this is a very difficult decision. And even thinking about that whole thing, I'm already starting to feel a lot of guilt and shame for not being able to have my mom in my home longer. Now, she's still here. She still has many, many great days along with some really bad days. She rapid cycles with her mood and her memory, and it's hard to adjust to, but she is still in my home. And but my anxiety has gotten worse throughout the day. I wonder about her. I wonder if she's eating. I wonder if she's taking care of herself like she needs to. I'm worried about her falling. I'm worried about her maybe going for a walk and not remembering to come back home, and that's a pretty steady concern with people who are elderly, who might have some memory or some cognitive issues. So I worry a lot about her. And so in the next phase of where we're at with talking to mom about her options and giving her a choice, it really feels like I am letting her and the family down, because I'm just really struggling with my own insecurities, my anxiety with her being here. When I'm home all day, it's great. I'm not worried about her. On the weekend, run errands, do lots of different things. I do worry about her. I feel like I need to call and check in on her every few hours. When I leave to go on trips, I have to have somebody come in to watch her. There's just a lot of steps. Again, and I think I've talked about this in the other videos, but I have reversed roles. I used to have to find a babysitter for my own kids to be able to have a date night with my husband, or go out with the girls and arrange my schedule around the kids' schedule. And that's what I'm doing now. So for those of you who might be getting into this phase of your life, I would be really interested in knowing, how do you manage your own life? How do you manage your own guilt and shame? How do you manage this phase of your own life while their phase of their life is just quickly changing? to me, it's just so hard to manage my own thoughts and feelings and emotions on it. So we're giving mom some time to think about what she wants. We're not pushing her into any kind of decision because she's not at the point now where we have to make that decision. We hope that that won't come, but I am pretty confident that if she is not able to make this decision soon-ish, we as kids are going to have to step in and make that decision for her. And then the flip side of that is I wonder what that's going to do with our emotions and our guilt and shame with that. So I'm not sure how to process that next phase of the chapter of our lives that's probably coming ahead of us. So again, if you have experienced this, please let me know how you've managed this, because I'm starting to get some anxiety thinking about it and wondering about it and wondering how we're just all gonna manage our own thoughts and feelings and emotions around it. The thing is, she knows that she's declining, and that's been a new thing for her to be more aware of, which has been difficult too, because she is more aware of her cognitive difficulties, which makes her sad and depressed. And that is hard on us kids, because we see it, but it's really different to see her kind of grieve the way she used to be, the way she used to think. Most recently, one of the things she's really struggling with, and I can't remember if I talked about this before, but she's having a really hard time with telephones. So we got a telephone that she used to be able to use, like a cordless telephone, like a landline telephone. And with all the spam calls, that has been very, very difficult for her. She believes everybody who calls in, and she doesn't screen call, she answers it. She believes that everybody is out to help her and guide her, and she feels like she needs to answer everybody's questions. So the car warranty calls that we get all the time, or the Google business calls, or the you need to update your information on the internet for different things, and she doesn't have any of that stuff. But she believes that she does, because she's so confused about her life that sorry, it's got a low battery light. She's confused about her own life, so it's normal for her to second guess her own thoughts and feelings on something. So when she gets these phone calls, she believes that it's just her being confused, and she tries to be as helpful as possible, but she doesn't understand spamming. So we took away the landline, thinking that was going to stop a lot of those calls. But now she, just like everybody else, she gets it on her cell phone, and she doesn't have a smartphone. She has a regular phone. And most recently, I made a diagram of her flip phone. So now she's so overwhelmed with my diagram that she doesn't want to even use her flip phone. So again, that's another concern, where she's okay right now, but that is, ooh, a June bug just landed on me. I hate June bugs. Where was I? Phone. So the diagram really spins her out, and she doesn't know how to use her phone. And which concerns us. If there's an emergency, is she going to be able to call out? We have everybody's numbers listed around the house on a dry erase board. I make phone calls for her when I'm home, so if she wants to call somebody from her church group or her friend group, I will call for her. She doesn't remember how to go to contacts and call, which I get it. Technology is running at a really fast pace, and I'm just really happy that she's able to use her phone, but she's not now. So when I think about the decisions she needs to make, I am really worried if she doesn't make it soon, and all of us know that is her wishes and her will, that we're going to have to step in and make some decisions for her. Like I stepped in and made the decision to get rid of the landline phone because it was causing more problems than it was helping. So I'm really hoping she makes a decision soon and really feels good about it. And then if we need to support or provide her with some alternative thoughts that she hasn't thought of, then we will do that. But we really want her to make the best decision for her, for herself, for this next phase of life, for her independence, because I'm so afraid of she's going to start losing a lot of her say. She's going to start losing a lot of her independence, and she's not going to make decisions for herself. And we really want her to make this decision. Again, a lot of it is for her, but a lot of it is for us. We don't want to force her into something that she doesn't want to do. But anyway, that's my dementia thoughts for today. If you guys are out there like me dealing with this, please reach out to me. Let me know how you're dealing with it. I really need some help and support, and maybe we could have a helpful and supportive community in and around this. This is really hard on caretakers. And again, I'm not a full-time caretaker. I work full-time, and she's home most of the day by herself. But she is in my home constantly, and I am her main caretaker at this time, although I have amazing family support, so I don't want to neglect that. I would not be able to do this without the amazing support of my other brothers and sisters, so a big shout out to them. They're amazing. And my husband is super, super, super supportive, and he does a really good job taking care of my mom too, so I really appreciate you, hubby. Mwah. Anyway, with that being said, you guys, love on each other. Life is short. Love on your mamas and your papas and your grandpas and your grandmas, and life is short. So until next time, bye.